Going to Taiwan was an amazing adventure. Every place we visited inspired us with its history and beauty. If we had all the time in the world, it would have been great to see every monumental landmark. Sadly, we were on a short vacation though, so we can only visit a few places. Here's a glimpse of some of our top 5 places that we got to visit. We first headed from Tainan Airport to Taichung via driving to the bullet train station and taking the bullet train south. From there, we met up with JoAnn's aunt, who drove us to the Yuchi Township in the Nantou County to check out one of her childhood favorites. This place is called Sun Moon Lake because the east side of the lake resembles a sun, while the west side resembles a moon. Originally, it was home to the Tao Aborigines of Taiwan. We headed to ride the gondola that would take us to the mountain from the bank of the lake. Up there, we saw a glorious view of one of nature's finest lakes. When we reached the top of the mountain, there are many touristy shops selling Aboriginal-inspired gifts as well as an entrance to a theme park. We picked up snacks such as hard-boiled tea eggs and Taiwanese sausages, and we enjoyed the apex of our trip. We approached a pool that reflected the sky, creating a beautiful juxtaposition to the serene landscape before us. It was a tasty and glorious view. After our journey to the lake, we headed back towards Taichung and visited a nearby, smaller town. The goddess festival was happening and people were paying homage to the sea goddess Matsu, located in the Daija Jenn Lann Temple. This temple was absolutely beautiful. Its completion was in 1730, back in the Qing dynasty. We felt very lucky to experience this beautiful part of history. We would smell the fragrant incense flowing in the wind. Paper money was burnt as an offering to the ancestors in the afterlife. It was humbling to see the high level of respect being demonstrated. The tradition with praying for help is that you must first put down your own efforts to help yourself before you should be awarded with assistance. Upon departing from the temple, we wandered around the town and found ourselves a delicious roasted corn snack, marinated in a sweet glaze. It tasted very savory and slightly sweet. After our brief stay in Taichung, we embarked on the light rail down to Tainan, one of Taiwan's oldest cities. Walking down the streets felt very vintage. If Taipei could be compared to New York's Manhattan with newer, fancier buildings, Tainan leaned more into the feel of a down-to-earth Brooklyn. We stopped to get a traditional Taiwanese breakfast, a beef soup with rice. The flavors of Tainan are regarded as being slightly sweeter, because in the past, being able to have sugar was a symbol of wealth and prosperity. After our breakfast, we headed to check out Fort Provintia to gain more insight about early Taiwanese history. Fort Provintia is located in west-central Tainan. It was originally built by the early Dutch settlers in 1653 to strengthen their standing in Taiwan. The Dutch had originally settled in Taiwan in the early 1600s, naming the island Formosa, the Portuguese name for beautiful island. It was really insightful seeing the contrast of the historical Dutch foundations against the newer Chinese-styled architecture. The fort was used as an office space for officials until it was destroyed in an earthquake. Eventually, it was rebuilt by the Chinese in the 19th century. Inside of the fort is a museum that holds a model of what the original fort looked like. It's definitely a must-see because it helped us appreciate one of the earliest developments in Taiwan and its multicultural background. After an hour and a half at Fort Provincia, we went to get delicious winter melon tea to cool ourselves off. This was a childhood favorite of JoAnn's mom. It was sweet but not overbearing. The belief is that this tea has benefits to relieve the body of heat. Our next destination was the Confucian Temple. The Confucian Temple was constructed in 1665. Before we went inside, we were greeted by a sign that required soldiers and even noblemen to dismount their horses to show respect for Confucius. Upon entering, we noticed that the left side was a hall used for lectures. On the right side, it housed an honorary tablet for Confucius, one of China's famous teachers and philosophers. Confucian temples have been considered a place for Chinese community gathering and learning. Some say they are the heart and soul of a community. Back outside, we saw that there was a wall in which we could write down our wishes. Putting our wish alongside the others made me feel like we were entrusting our hopes and dreams with the people in Taiwan. After our trip to Tainan, we took a light rail back to Taipei. We visited with JoAnn's grandparents, tried various restaurants, and did a lot of shopping. After we got our fill, we headed out in a cab to another adventure. Jiufen is a charming mining town located near the mountains about an hour and a half away from Taipei. This place was founded in the era in which the Japanese colonized Taiwan. We visited on a slightly foggy and drizzling day. The locals tell us that JoAnn actually is the most beautiful in this type of weather. There are two main sections we visited. First was the mining town. JoAnn used to be a resource for gold. We saw the miners' housing quarters, as well as relics from their past in the gold mining museum. Within the museum, one of the famous attractions there was a 200-kilogram gold brick worth $10 million US. We got to wait in line to touch this bad boy. Sadly, this may be the most amount of wealth we might touch in our lifetime. The second famous landmark here was the famous alleyway. This alleyway is lined with food and souvenirs. We tried a lot of delicious snacks here. You could find everything from huge mushrooms to delicious slices of fried calamari. One of my favorite snacks that I had in Taiwan was the burrito ice cream with crushed peanuts sold in one of the many alleyway shops here. There was also cilantro in it that provided a refreshing twist in the flavor. The alleyway path led us up to a tea house that is regarded as an inspiration for Miyazaki's animated movie Spirited Away. The view was simply breathtaking. Some of the places that we did visit and didn't make it into this video were the National Palace Museum, the old Taichung Prison, Enping Fort, Eternal Golden Fort, and the Paper Church. Places we wanted to go to but didn't have time for were the Mekong Gondola Ride and the Chiang Kai-shek Memorial Hall. Taiwan's metro makes it easy for us to get around and explore, and we definitely want to come back. If anyone has suggestions for more places to visit, please leave in the comments below. Thanks for watching, guys. If you guys liked the video, please hit the like button and feel free to subscribe.